Oh, hey guys, welcome back to the Wakelet Boathouse as we travel international. And we have a very special guest with us here today. And Brandi Reams is our co captain that will take us into this new session with our special guest.
Hi, guys. We are so excited to have Patrick McGrath here with us today, all the way from Ireland, one of the top places on my bucket list to visit. So I am super excited to meet him today and hear about his different collections and how he uses them in his classroom and within the school district. So, Patrick, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself and your page, we'll get started.
Thank you. Good to be here, guys. I'd like to say hello from sunny Ireland, but the thing is, if you've ever been, you'll know it's never sunny in Ireland. But it's wonderful to be here. It's the people make it sunny, not the actual weather. But thank you. I'm Patrick McGrath. I have a bit of an odd role, and I'll try and translate it for some of our US viewers. My role is I'm an education technology strategist. And so I suppose the closest thing that you would have in, say, US districts is instructional technology, edtech specialists, that sort of thing. I'm a little bit different in that I deal globally with how multiple districts, for example, in the US and some regions and indeed countries would roll out particular pieces of technology. So I help at that level. And I'm really lucky that I deal at that level, but also get right away down into the classroom and deal one-on-one with students as well to make sure they get the very best out of technology. So yeah, it's an exciting role. It's a global role. And for my sins, I get to speak at conferences as well. And I've talked about Wakelet. Ever since I first met Wakelet a few years ago at a conference in just outside London. So I've watched you guys grow and I've always been a huge fan, and it's very exciting to be here with you two today. So I've got my Wakelet collection on screen here, and one of the reasons that I felt it was really important to put this together is, and I suppose the best word to use is the catalyst, was when remote learning started to happen. Started to have a look at, well, how do we help students? How do we help parents? How do we help teachers really grasp all of the technology that they may need to use outside of school as well as in school? And so I looked at, how do we pull a really wide range of information together and make it easy to access for all of those different types and cohorts of people? And so Wakelet is the obvious tool of choice there. And so this a Wakelet board and the collection that we're going to look at in general is shared with a huge range of people. And the idea really is simple, is as learning and technology starts to shift slightly, we recognize that students are learning outside of classroom, they're learning inside of classroom. We need to help involve their parents. We wanted to provide a central way to do that. And so what we built was a range of Wakelet boards. I think we're just going to have a look at one in the collection here. So this is my collection. This is just my centralized page. Quick customization of the header here, just to pop out some graphics within there. That was just produced in Canva. So we just use another tool just to create that. And as I go through the collection that we have, I'm just going to actually pop one up if you don't mind, guys. So I have a range here of different Wakelets. For example, one with Google Classroom. How do we show students and parents and teachers how to get the most out of Google Classroom for teaching and learning? I'm going to go to this one. Actually, I'm going to open up our teacher's guide. Okay, so the teacher's guide, recognizing that as we go through, teachers needed to know how to use technology. They still do, but they need to know how to apply it in their classroom. Then they need to know how to get it, how to have it installed on their home devices, on their school devices. And so what happens is you end up with this huge range of information. So it could be videos, it could be quick reference guides that are PDFs. In our case, it could be thing links, which I'll show. And we're able to put all those together on this one Wakelet board. So creating this was really easy because I was able to put together some standardized text, get an introduction moving. And then, for example, here, using the inbuilt tools within Wakelet, which was just add a URL, I was able to add in a single playlist from my YouTube channel, just paste it in directly as I'm editing. And then you'll see sometimes the YouTube cover images that you see aren't very high resolution. So Wakelet let me edit that particular box and just pop in an individual image that made it look a whole lot sharper. And that actually is just a Google slide. That's all that is. So that image was just created really quickly from a Google slide and popped straight in. Each of the areas here, customized, standard images in. But one of the things that I really liked here was, instead of just going straight to a playlist, I was able to pop into YouTube and my YouTube channel, pull out a particular instructional video. So we could say, here's a tool that we want you teachers or you students or you parents to get to grips with. Here's a quick tutorial on it. We're able to customize that. And you'll see all of those graphics are just a Google slide that, just using the Wakelet edit tool, let me pop in that slide and have really high impact. So when students go to this or teachers go to this, they can really see very clearly what it is they're looking for, what the type of format is, and what they're going to get out of it. Also further on down the board, so if these for each of the products, these simple little banners are just created in Canva. So they're nice and fast and easy to put together. And they're just an image inserted right into my board. And I find it helped really break up the flow of the board as we go. I've included things like webinars in here too. And the webinars in there, those are really long. So those are maybe an hour long, maybe an hour and 30 minutes long. But to pop it in here as a YouTube clip, it's very clear how it's going to fit into a teacher or a parent or a student's understanding. They know what they're going to get because everything's so well organized. And that's what I love about Wakelet. One of the things actually that when I came to make these boards, I wasn't aware that it had been changed on Wakelet recently, was the ability to upload a PDF directly. So you'll see there that peppered through this, this board, there's a number of PDFs. And that was really, really easy to do. And the advantage for me on Wakelet was that we could just upload the PDF directly into the Wakelet board. And that meant that I wasn't looking at links to Google Drive. I wasn't looking at Dropbox links. I wasn't looking at anything third party. So I knew once teachers and students came right there, they were getting what they wanted. And some other things popped in here. Simple things like an email link and just simple hyperlinks out. Just really keep everything right within the board. And then maybe just lastly, in terms of the type of material that I've popped in here, put in some thing links. So these are just product tours. So they're a really visual, graphical way with our friends at ThingLink that take students, or indeed teachers in this case, through products and give them a very accessible, interactive way. But with Wakelet, really easy, able just to pop in the link directly from the ThingLink website, add a very quick, simple image from ThingLink, add a quick explanation to the bottom, and we now have a full resource. So overall for this meant that it was really easy to curate everything that we needed to help teachers. And then we created another Wakelet for students, another Wakelet for parents, another Wakelet to help university and third level students, but everything in one place. And as we go with the Wakelet extension, I'm able to pop additional tools in here. And what I actually really like about that feature is I'm able to put those things in as I find them and quickly jump into the collection here and tweak them, edit them, move the order, but make sure that when anybody lands at this board in particular, that they're able to understand exactly what they get. And for me, all in one place. And we're getting so much positive feedback from these resources, and so much of a better way to present content than what I used to do, which was, here's my YouTube playlist and here's my Twitter stream and oh, here's my Google Drive share. And when you send that out to students, there's just too much. There's too much information, and where do they start? And the way we're able to logically do this on Wakelet has just been absolutely fabulous. You will, guys, be regretting for bringing an Irishman on, because the problem with an Irishman is when you say talk, he or she doesn't know when to stop. So I will just throw that in there. So please do raise your hands, guys. So I hope that helps give you a feel for what I do on Wakelet and how it kind of helps people around the world.
Yeah, no, this is amazing. It's like breathtaking, right? So there's a couple things that I saw in there, like even right there where you have your remote learning playlist.
Mm-hmm.
So the remote learning playlist is an actual YouTube playlist, correct?
Yep. Uh-huh.
So you have your YouTube playlist set up, so that way you don't clutter your Wakelet with 20 videos. you just have the one playlist right there and it takes them directly to that playlist, or does it play it inside of Wakelet?
No, that takes it, in this case, as a playlist, it takes it directly to YouTube and to that playlist. And then we've just made sure that the playlist is structured in a good order so as students know. And that's the only time it'll take us outside the Wakelet environment. The other individual videos that we've just popped in there, say, as an example, you got like an installation playlist. How do we help kids who were at home in this case, but as they go forward when it's in blended learning, how do they install a particular application? Well, this will give them a playlist for each one of those, but then we've had to make sure here that now they've got it installed, they need access to an individual video for the tool they've chosen to use. So these will play directly within the Wakelet window. So just as I hit play, it'll open directly in the Wakelet window and play back directly there. And again, that keeps everything in one place, easy to pop back to, get the next video that they need to go through. So playlists were a great way, Randall, of just organizing things easily.
Okay. And then I love this because it just organizes things for you. And then the other thing that I love, I was thinking about Brandi when you mentioned it, was your Canva bar that you created. That kind of just breaks up the flow a little bit.
Yeah.
So I think, because you kind of had to go outside, go to Canva, put it in there, so add it on. Hold on, it's up just a little bit more. There it is. So instead of going out and getting a picture, what if we had a Canva add-on where you can just drop it in there from your Canva account?
Now, how good would that be?
I think we need to get on that one. I'm a big Canva user myself, and I think that would just be amazing.
Yeah. So now you can just.
The great thing about that is you're able to
Canva account, if you had standard things that you want to use to just kind of break up the flow. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it breaks it into logical blocks and the ability to just jump out. And even guys, the header image there, I think adding, a high quality sort of bespoke header image really helps the impact on the collection. When we have teachers come here, they know exactly what they're getting and they can see exactly. And it's also great for sharing on social and stuff as well to have that image there. So yeah, I'm all up for a Canva integration, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, I love how it's clean and crisp, and you can tell exactly who the target audience is. You don't have to, really dig into it to find out who it is that you're trying to talk to. I mean, you're right. It is very clean and crisp, and it's right there for everybody to just kind of view and dive in.
And that's actually, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, Brandi, but that's one of my pieces of advice is the so many different ways you can add to your collection or to an individual board using the Wakelet extension, using the apps, so many different ways through Twitter. But my advice is always fire lots and lots of stuff directly into your board, because it's so easy to just jump right back into that and just tweak it, edit the images, break it up, change the setup. But use the creation power of Wakelet and do use the ability to tweak it and tidy it up as best you can.
All right, so Patrick, we are loving this clean, neat look. Brandi, from the teacher side, anything that you would add or have questions about as teachers are using this in the classroom, maybe?
No, I think that I really like the Canva integration idea. And I think as far as making it look clean and crisp, that's a really good idea to add the different headers and things that can break up within the collection. As a teacher, I would have more questions about how to create these and things like that. But I think it looks amazing. And I just think that would be a super easy thing to share with teachers and educators as well, as far as how to use this and how to set it up and everything like that.
Yeah, so I'm loving this, Patrick. This is amazing. So for teachers who are out there viewing this section of the Wakelet Boathouse where you're sharing your expertise, they can follow you inside of Wakelet. And then is there a Twitter handle that they can follow you as well, Patrick?
Yep, at th_Patrick M. th_Patrick M.
Okay, so you guys heard it there. Follow our guy Patrick on Twitter And you can also follow him right here inside of Wakelet. So this has been another great session of the Wakelet Boathouse with a user expert in the house. So thank you so much, and we hope to see you guys soon. And sign up to join the Wakelet Boathouse. We want to hear your stories directly from your experiences. Take care, guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.